Hi, welcome back to my channel. My format today is going to be a little different. I really initially wanted to give you a lot of information because that's instrumental in overcoming narcissistic abuse. But equally important is validation and verbal ventilation. So, the topic I'm talking about is near and dear to my heart. So, forgive me if I get emotional about it, but it's a very important topic, I think. So, the narcissist thrives off of attention. They will suck every last bit of attention from you to serve their purpose. It could be negative and it could be positive. I think most people are familiar with the positive element. If your parent is a narcissist and you achieve something, if you graduate college or you get a promotion or you have children, it's all a reflection of the narcissist in their eyes. They see it as you are an extension of them, and for whatever reason, they see you, their child, as serving their purpose. So, whatever you do that's good or successful, it's just explained away by them being amazing. They will always take credit for your accomplishments, your achievements, your successes, even though they had nothing to do with supporting you or helping you achieve this goal, one or another. When you have children, it's so illuminating as a person, as a parent, to see, like, wow, how dare someone treat these beautiful, perfect little children in any way other than supporting them and loving them. So that goes to show you what exactly we have endured as victims of narcissistic abuse from parents. I know we had our children, and I just love them, treasure them, cherish them, and I totally respect them, and I just love their little individual personalities and everything they have to offer, and I will do everything to support them and to make them feel validated and loved at all times. And if anyone out there in the world threatens that, Mama Bear wants to defend them and support them. So having a narcissistic parent stings even worse when you have your own children. Getting back to the topic, so narcissistic parents or narcissists in general will always thrive off of eliciting attention from your life events. So that includes negative events. So if you're grieving or if you're going through some type of pain or loss, it's their opportunity to victimize themselves and to, again, elicit attention and sympathy off of your suffering. It's relentless, it's despicable, it's horrible. And I'm very early in this recovery process, so I know you're supposed to somehow forgive them. I guess that's the goal. But I look at it like this. I'm not exactly sure what the rules are in this forum, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to slander people specifically. So I'm trying to dance around topics and not give, individual credit where it's due, but I do know that I don't care to slander anyone, because you think about the narcissist and what has to be going on inside of them for them to treat their own child in this way. It's sad. It's very sad, because happy people don't hurt other people. Happy people don't want to hurt other people. They want other people to be happy. So think about how miserable the narcissist must be to exploit their own children. So if you feel the urge or the desire to seek vengeance on the narcissist, I hope that gives you some consolation that they're so miserable, they have to live with themselves and with the lives that they've carved out. That in and of itself is punishment, as far as I'm concerned. If you have a narcissistic parent and they have triangulated your siblings, here's another thing I wanted to say. When you have a narcissistic parent and you have siblings, all of the siblings are going to respond differently in terms of their fight, flight, or fawn response, as per Pete Walker. So my response was mostly fawn and freeze, and I kind of touched on that. That entails like being a perfectionist, like, oh, if I get straight A's or if I excel in sports, they'll love me. Maybe they'll love me or be proud of me. My sibling went a different route. I see that there's a lot of anger there. I should make this general again. So in that sense, I will say that if you have a sibling that's angry or resentful, maybe they married a narcissist and they're tortured by the narcissist later in life. I am so blessed. That's why my channel is called Bumped, Bruised, and Blessed, because I truly feel that life has happened for me. I was in a relationship with a narcissist that actually ghosted me. He totally stopped speaking to me, cut off contact. I was like so confused at the time. So I immersed myself in self-help books. That was back in the day when we used to have bookstores all over the place, like Barnes and Nobles. You go check out the self-help section, love and relationships, and I remember getting the book about verbal abuse, and there was a lot in there about the silent treatment and how that's a form of controlling you by cutting off your form of communication. And I was like, okay, so that helped me through that. But now that I've learned about narcissistic abuse, in hindsight, it was the narcissistic discard. That's what they typically do. They just cut you off and move on. And I'm so grateful. And I realize now, in hindsight, that happened because I started to kind of stick up for myself and to wise up to his shenanigans. And I started to be like, this doesn't feel right. I'm not okay with that. And I started to stick up for myself, and he didn't like that. So he just discarded me. So that was the best thing he ever did for me. What a blessing. I am married to my soulmate, my best friend, and life is awesome. So there is hope. And I'm so excited for you. I can't say that enough. That you're watching these videos, that you're educating yourself about narcissistic abuse. You're on the up and up, and you're coming out of it, and it's thrilling. There's nothing better than getting the validation that you have been the victim of this. And that's another thing I've had a hard time with. I think all victims of narcissistic abuse feel kind of off referring to yourself as a victim, because you've been so brainwashed to believe that, or actually rather you've really developed these defense mechanisms of disassociation, or you've just become so hardened to abuse or to, people taking shots at you, cutting you down, hurting you, that you remove yourself from any self-preservation or protection. So someone referring to you as a victim is like, it doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel like it fits, but it does. It's true. Think about, if you're a parent, think about your beautiful children and think about what happened to you from your parents, and just think about how deplorable it is and how painful it is to even conceive of that for your own children. So you're very much a victim. Don't deny that. Acknowledge it, but the best part is that you're moving on and you're helping yourself, and you probably want to help other people. If you're not there yet, you're at least helping yourself, and that's awesome. And as I was saying before, narcissists, they're such miserable people. All they want to do, misery loves company, and all they want to do is take everyone down in their path, including their own children. It's horrific. But the amazing thing is that victims of narcissistic abuse typically want to help anyone that they can that has endured the same horrific upbringing or relationship or whatever the context has been. I remember growing up and little things felt horrible. Like, here's an example. I grew up in the 80s, and remember that movie that came out, Father of the Bride? It was an awesome movie. But I remember after I watched it with my family, my mother was like, "Oh, that's just like us." And I was like, what? Like, that made zero sense to me whatsoever. We had no relationships whatsoever, even a shred of anything similar to what the mom and the dad and the daughter and the son had in the movie. They communicated with each other. Typically, I think families with a narcissistic parent don't communicate. The narcissist just shuts that right down because all the focus is on the narcissist, and they don't ever want anyone speaking out against them or questioning them. So if you grow up in a home with a narcissistic parent and you have maybe a sibling that has grown into an angry adult and you have no contact with them, it's awesome. That's the other thing that always has bothered myself and my husband. We both have siblings that we have no contact with, and that's okay. There's no reason why you should have toxic people in your life that disrespect you. No reason for it, whether they're blood related or not. It's inexcusable, and you deserve better. Every human being deserves better than to have someone that's going to be toxic and disrespect them. So it feels so good to separate from people that are toxic. So don't be afraid to do it. If you need to do it, do it. It might only be temporary. But these people are not going to change as much as we want to. That was something that I always struggled with. I always felt like, oh, it's my job to help this family, to help the relationships, the dynamic, the communication, and all that. And now I realize it's hopeless because narcissists will never change. They view the world as serving them, including you as their child. You serve them. You're somehow subservient to them. You may be a grown adult, but it doesn't matter. You serve their purpose. So be it positive attention or negative attention, they will suck it right out of your life and use it for their own purposes, for their own benefit. Positive attention, oh, if you're attractive or someone says you're pretty or handsome, oh, that's because they get it from me. I'm beautiful or I'm handsome, of course. Or if you're children, this is another one that just slays me. Oh, the children, they say that she looks like me or he looks like stop. But also the negative things that might happen to you, or losses or pain, or it's deplorable. It just goes to show you that narcissists have no morals, no values, no boundaries, nothing will stand in their way of getting attention. It's very sad. So, again, this format was a little different than my initial video. I really want to provide you with as much information as I can. I hope this was beneficial to you. I will do more of both going forward. Let me know in the comments below if you like this format better or my initial format. I'm thrilled for you that you're seeking help for narcissistic abuse, and the Pete Walker book is amazing. It's an amazing place to start if you haven't already. So you binge watch YouTube videos, you binge read whatever you need to do, but you're coming out of this, and I'm thrilled for you. And I'm thrilled to be a part of your journey, and please subscribe to my channel. I also have an Instagram, and we're getting through this. God bless you. Thank you.